going on, guys? This video is going to cover 5 things not to do when learning app development. Now, I'm an iOS app developer, but this also applies to the mobile devs all around, whether it be Android or Flutter. I've been doing app development for about 4 years, and I would have really liked to hear these things in my first year, and even now they're good reminders for me to know because it's really just a never-ending process of learning and getting better. So to start, don't waste your time. I remember when I was first starting out and I watched the WWDC conference and there's all these new things coming out, and I felt like it was my responsibility to learn those while I'm also teaching myself to be a developer, or maybe like those things are more important than the basics, and they're not at all. Like, who cares about ARKit if you don't know UIKit, or if you don't know, the life cycle of an app that well? Don't worry about those things. Those things will come, and you know what? You might not even use ARKit, and that's fine. A lot of people don't. So if those things are intimidating to you, don't let it bother you. You've got time, and you should be focusing on the basics right now, and that's going to do you your best good. Also, don't waste your time on design and animation if that's not your thing. If you're not an artist, don't try to learn how to be a digital artist to make your app look nice when you're just doing your first app, or you're just learning or getting comfortable with it. There's lots of resources out there that take care of it for you, and they're free, like Pexels.com, Dribble.com. Pexels has lots of free resources as far as images go. So if you need like an image, don't become a photographer. Just go there, find one that's free, and use that. It's totally fine. Dribble.com, on the other hand, is just artists showing their mobile or web design work there. So maybe don't go there to steal ideas, but go there to get inspired. That's what I do. I find, different design patterns and things from there to use, so I don't have to come up with my own, which is usually not going to be that great. Lastly, if you haven't nailed down design patterns as far as like how model view controller should work, or model view model, or which one you should use, I would say don't worry about that. I would say just learn how to get your code working and get comfortable within the environment of Xcode or whatever your environment is first. See what works and see what doesn't. See what compiles before you get too concerned about how things are structured within your code, because you can always go back and clean it up. Especially as a beginner, you're probably not even going to need to clean up this code. You're probably not going to use it in the future. Number 2, don't get discouraged. This is easy to do because when you start programming, you realize that there are several ways to do almost everything you do in development. For Xcode, it's how do I want to make a view? Do I want to make it in storyboard? How do I want to connect outlets to it? There's several different ways to do it. Do I even want to use storyboards? You're going to come to this thing where you are researching, and you're going to find multiple opinions on it online. I would say just choose a certain path that works, or see if it works anyway, and do that and see it through. And even if it isn't the best way to do it, at the end you'll know why, and you'll know what to avoid in the future. So I think the best route is to just follow something through and do it, and don't worry about if you should have done it a different way. Just do it and learn from it. And after you've done it, if you don't feel comfortable about it, show it to a developer that you know that is experienced and see what they think, and maybe get their feedback on it after you've done it. And number 3, if you're building your first app, don't go too big. Don't try to make the next Facebook for your first app. Most likely your first app that you make is not going to be your best thing or your money maker. Just do something that intrigues you, maybe pick up a few elements with it, but don't go too big, because you're just going to get discouraged. You're going to realize that database design or networking and all these things and async calls is kind of hard to do while you're also learning how to make a UI label. So I would stay away from that. Do something simple but fun, something that keeps you interested. Number 4, don't rush through it. You might be tempted to tell all your friends and get excited that you're making an app and it's happening, and tell your family about it. And then this always happens. They'll ask you, so when's it going to be done? They'll keep asking you every week because they're excited for you and they're just being nice. But you're going to be tempted to give them an early date because it's our nature. We want to impress people and we want to look good. So you're going to give them a date and you're going to say, it's going to be done by summer. And then summer's going to come and you're not going to be close to being done. And what you're going to do is you're going to package it up. Well, this is what I do anyway. You're going to package it up and just ship it with all the bugs in it that you hope aren't actually there, but you didn't really have time to test it. So it's out there, and this is your first app, and it has lots of bugs, and all your friends see it. And instead of taking that as you realizing that you rushed, you're going to take that as, well, I'm not a good developer. This isn't something I should be doing. I'm just going to give up. And that's not what we want, because it's probably not the truth. If you're interested in this, you can do it. All it takes is interest and some work. So take your time. You don't even have to tell your friends that you're working on this for a while if you don't want to. Don't give a deadline. Maybe that's the solution. Either way, don't put too much pressure on yourself to rush through this, especially when this is something that you're trying to learn. And number 5, this really isn't one that's going to help you get better. It's just going to help you fit in to the developer community a little bit better. Don't try to act like you have it all together. I come across a lot of people in this community that try to act like they know every language, or they've worked with these crazy frameworks and they've published things on GitHub and all that. And all that's fine, but I think a lot of it is people trying to just show that they are smarter than you, or that they have it all together, when in reality no one does. That's kind of the dirty secret of this whole thing. Nobody really has it all together. Nobody knows everything. We all need help. Doesn't matter how much experience you are. There might be a couple people that know it all, but still, there's no point in acting like that. And it really just keeps us all from getting better and creating this better community. So just as a pro tip there, I would encourage you to not try to do that. Be open about what you're not good about. Just laugh about it. It's fine. We all understand that no one's going to know everything. I know I said 5, but here's a quick bonus tip. Just make it fun. Listen to your favorite music. Go to a cool coffee shop. Do whatever you want to do that makes it fun for you, and enjoy the process, because it is cool. I would love to go back and learn UIKit and all that stuff over again, because it's really exciting and it's a good time if you really do enjoy it. So get out there and have fun with it, and take these steps to heart, and just let them help you out. Thanks for watching. Good luck.